Hello, thought I'd call in again and do one of those strange vlog things. Um, wasn't pre-planned, but I figured that I'll go with the free flow again. This time, I think I was going to talk on America because, well, that's Northern America, so specifically United States of America. I think it was a very important and successful project. Formed back in by the old colonies, gained its independence from King George at the time. Several important battles, which I can't remember the names of now, but essentially a violent revolution against the crown for a number of reasons. Taxation without representation was a big part of it. Unfair and unjust laws, and a lot of just corrupt ways. You know how it is with these old European powers. So they fought for their independence, and they gained it through the barrel of a gun. Hence their gun culture. Yeah, but I think it was a successful project in many ways for human liberty, obviously, and freedom. Obviously, over in the West, we're kind of from that school of thought, aren't we? Individual rights, individualism, the individual. Whereas if you look to the East and Confucianism, that's more about the collective good, and that's where they get their values from, I believe. But the reason I think that America was such a great success is because it led to such innovation. From what I can see, obviously we're in a post-industrial world now, but they were pretty dynamic and exceptional, and many people fled from European countries, fleeing specifically, tyranny, but probably, there was a mixed bag of people. Where it wasn't so successful was obviously the genocide of the Native Americans, but we do get I think we get a picture that's painted to make the white man or white person look bad, when in actual fact probably the native Indians did probably a lot of killing of whites in various configurations and scenarios in terms of the battlefield. It's just that, victors write the history, but hey, there we go, there we have it. Pretty crude and pretty evil, but that's human history, isn't it? When you look at it, all the death and destruction. So I think it was pretty successful. I mean, I advocate the sort of individual rights, the civil rights that were born out of the various revolutions, the women's rights, the real women's rights movements. Back in the beginning part of the 20th century, black rights, etc., civil rights, the important bits and pieces. So that was all very important. I mean, if you look at China's human rights record, it makes you question this whole idea of collective good. I'm not into that idea. I think the best person to look after your own interests is yourself, and more power to you for being able to do that, in my opinion. But yeah, so really, I don't want to keep waffling on, but I believe it was successful. A lot of wealth. They broke away from the basically the European royal families. Obviously it was a republic, and the definition of a republic is not a monarchy. So they broke away from that. They had a lot of land and resources. The Native Americans actually helped the early colony survive and to live off the land, which I thought was quite fascinating. So there was a lot of cooperation between the various Native Indian tribes and the early settlers, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty fascinating history. You know, there's lots of contentious issues there, but still a fantastic place to visit and maybe live. Obviously, there's a lot of corruption there. The best way to view it is it's a place of extremes, really. You know, extreme good and extreme evil. Unfortunately, it's an extreme place. I could go on about this forever, but without someone here to talk or ask questions or etc. etc., I'm starting to get a bit bored of my own voice, and so I'll leave it at that. Anyway, Black Flag out. Bye.